With the release of Tears of the Kingdom, the open world genre is even more popular than ever. Ever since Breath of the Wild, people's been craving for more and more open world games. And here's a game that can actually rival Tears of the Kingdom. Its spectacles are unbelievable, its fights are as smooth as butter, and its story is just simply beautiful. Don't know what I'm talking about? Well, it's Ghost of Tsushima. It's an insane game with an amazing exploration side to it. Today, I'm going to try and convince you to try it out. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything about the plot. Welcome to Nuri Game. Let's start this episode. It's one of the most visually appealing games that I've ever seen or played. Like, when I'm exploring Ghost of Tsushima, I'm just looking around, just going to a mission, but then if I see a hill, any hill, I would go there. I would climb it, I would hike it, just to see the scenery around it. Because it's insane. And it's even more so if you go up to the highest point of the whole game. The highest point of the whole map is just so mind blowing. There's really no other way to explain it. You can see everything from there, and it's so beautiful. Like, if you just go on and to YouTube and search Ghost of Tsushima scenery, there's gonna be so much popping up because it's beautiful. And it isn't just me saying this. There's a lot of people saying of how beautiful it is and how it's one of the most visually appealing games ever. And it's not false. It's really, really beautiful. If you get to the highest point of the whole map and just look around, you can see just how much damage the Mongolians brought, which I will explain later on, and also how beautiful the island is. And for me, that's just really beautiful. So basically, the whole plot of the game is just the Mongolian invasion on Japan in the 13th century. So in actual history, the Mongolians invaded Tsushima first, and they really just conquered the whole island in just a few days, which is really interesting. If more people played this game, I'm pretty sure there'd also be more interested in history as well. And not only that, this game is actually surprisingly good to study from. Some of the characters in there might not be like 100% accurate, and some of them might even be fictional, but here are some of the inaccuracies. For example, the main character Jin Sakai is fictional. The main character's uncle would also be fictional. And the Khan of that time isn't named Khotan Khan, it's Kublai Khan. Next up, the island in-game is also so much smaller than its actual counterpart. Anyways, most of it is accurate. Like, the samurai stuff is actually based on like actual samurai history. Basically, in the story, the samurais of the island died as soon as the Mongols came, leaving only Jin Sakai, the nephew of the Jito. He's just trying to go all around the island of Tsushima to just stop the Khan to go to mainland, because, like I said before, this is his first step to go to the mainland. He's just gonna conquer this whole thing and then just go to mainland Japan. Within the plot, there will be a lot of like inner conflict happening in Jin Sakai. So it's whether he should continue his path or to stop. Because his path right now is really, really bloody, and not of the samurai code. The samurai code says that you basically have to face the enemy head on, and you can't like stab them in the back. But he does. Jin Sakai really does just stab people in the back, kill them, use poison and stuff, but that's like not good in the samurai code. And this is the inner conflict. Would he continue on? Would he become the monster that he swore to kill? Or will he continue on this path to protect his people? And it's really, really interesting. And along the way, you'll meet a lot of people who will either A, kill him, or B, help him. Mostly kill him though. There's a lot of fun characters, but Kenji, I love him. He's really, really fun to talk to. Now, there are going to be a lot of heartbreaking scenes, a lot of adrenaline-filled scenes, and a lot of times where you question yourself whether you're doing the right thing. And it's just really beautiful, honestly. This is open world as well, so you can do whatever you want in whatever order, and it's just really free. I've been playing this for months, and I still can't stop playing it. Now, the fighting mechanics in the game are very, very interesting. It's not just the slashing and blocking kind of stuff in Tears of the Kingdom. It's much more complicated, if I like to say. There's 4 styles, or stances if you'd like to call them: stone, water, wind, and moon stances. And each style is like suited against a different type of enemy. Like, for example, stone is for swordsmen, water is for shieldmen, wind is for spearmen, and moon stance is for the brutes. It makes fights really unique, and you can always switch whenever you meet an enemy or just stick with one, and both of them have their own pros and cons. And this really makes the fight more unique and interesting, and it gives you a lot more options to go to do whatever you want. So for one-on-ones, I will definitely switch to make it easier. But for group fights, I usually go with the water stance first because It's really, really nice. You should check it out. And I'd run away for a moment just to shoot them, I guess, and then also to change up stance. It's really, really interesting, honestly, how you have to change it to match up with the enemy that you're fighting. It really makes the game more hard, I guess, but also makes the game more interesting as well. I really love the water stance. Like I said before, it's super, super nice. Like, it's just so beautiful. But this is only with your katana. Now, there are so much other weapons than Jin Sakai can use. For example, you can use either the short bow or the long bow, depending on the situation. The short bow is a bit weaker, if I like to say, but it's much better on the mobility. If you use the longbow, you can't crouch. It's going to be really heavy as well, the longbow, and the draw speed is also going to be so much slower. But the longbow, it's a super hard hitter. It's insane. It can pierce through helmets, which is really, really helpful, because in the later game, everyone's going to wear helmets. The short bow, on the other hand, has much better mobility. You can still run around with it, but it can't pass through chainmail, armor, those stuff. So you're gonna have to switch around depending on the situation. Now, you can throw kunais and sticky bombs, smoke bombs, wind chimes to incapacitate, kill, avoid, or distract enemies respectively. It's really, really fun. I love using the sticky bombs a lot. You gotta upgrade it to like actually kill the people, but you know, even if you don't upgrade it, it's going to be super powerful. Basically, you get 3 main range weapons. The 2 bow that I mentioned before, the short bow and the long bow, and a blow dart. Now, the blow dart's really, really interesting. There's a lot of poisons that you can choose, a hallucination dart or like an actual poison dart that will one-shot. There's a lot of things that you can do here, and it's really, really interesting on how much you can do. The armor in this game is also insane. All of them have their own little effects, and you gotta choose on which one can suit your situation the best. There's a lot of armors, and they all have their own little perks. For example, one would be the best for when you're exploring. One would be the best when you're fighting. One would be the best if you want a lot of health. One would be the best if you want stealth. One would be the best if you want an all-rounder thing. It's pretty cool. And all of them have a change in design when you upgrade them, and they become much cooler. The Ghost armor and the Sakai clan armor has just got to be the best. They look so cool. And if you don't like how the armor looks, you can always customize it, which for me is really nice. There's a lot of options that you can choose from. And not only that, you can customize everything from the armors to the bows and to the katana. It's just so cool. I love this game. Its customization is just perfect. In the end, Ghost of Tsushima is an amazing game, produced by Sucker Punch Studio, that is available in the PS4 and PS5 and PC, boasting beautiful scenery, amazing fights, and an intense plot. Just play it once and you'll be hooked. There's still tons of stuff in the game that I can never mention in this video, because there's just way too much stuff. But this game is amazing. It's one of the best games I've ever played, probably even better than Breath of the Wild. But is it better than Tears of the Kingdom? Honestly, it's very close, but no, I don't think so. But either way, this is an amazing game that you just have to try it out. Like, honestly, if you try it out once, you'll love it. You'll go on for more and more and more. Free all the people of Tsushima. It's really, really fun. But hey, like I said in my first ever video, don't take my word for it. Just try it out yourself and rate it yourself. And that's all. Thanks for everything. See you guys next week.